Good start. Flies around my face. Hello. So, just wanted to keep a bit of a video diary of the trip. So it's day one. These flies are going to drive me mad. They've been fine all day, and now they want to get in my eyes. It is 4:15. So I got here to this campsite probably at about 1:30. Feeling much better now. I did try and do this video when I got here, probably about 2 o'clock after I'd had a drink. Let's just say it's very hot. So I think when I arrived, I was very heat exhausted and feeling a little bit delirious and crazy, but now I've had a bit of a rest, I've had some food. I've had probably 3 litres of water since I got here, and I emptied my Camelback as I was walking, which is also 3 litres. I drank a litre this morning before I left, so already today I've drunk probably 7 litres of water. The forecast in Alice today I think was 33, which probably means that it's 35, 36 when you're up on the rocks. So yeah, I knew it was going to be hot these first couple of days. I think I've got 2 or 3 days where it's hitting 32, 33, which, add a couple of degrees because you're on the escarpment and on the cliffs. So these first couple of days I knew were going to be hot, and unfortunately this morning I would have liked to have started much earlier than I did. I didn't start walking till probably 9 o'clock. The Telegraph Station, which is where I started this morning, so I've walked from Telegraph Station to Wallaby Gap, which is, for some reason in my head I had it was 15 kilometres, but the signs are saying 13 and a half. So it started at 9, got here at 1:30. The Telegraph Station doesn't open the gates until 8 a.m. So I couldn't, like in an ideal world, and tomorrow morning, usually I would start, if I'm hiking and I know the weather's going to be like that, I'd start at 7 o'clock in the morning. The gates didn't open till 8. I was aiming to get there between sort of 8 and 8:15, but I had to drop my car off in the self-storage this morning. I had some bag stuff that I was still sorting out. I had to do, a few other bits and pieces, and by the time I actually started hiking, it was 9 o'clock. I got to the Telegraph Station probably at about 8:30, but I was still stuffing things around in my bag, and taxi dropped me off at about 8:30, but by the time I started walking it was probably 9 o'clock. Anyway, so tomorrow that will not be happening because it was really hot, and the last 2 kilometres were okay because that was mostly downhill, but I'd say between kilometre 6 and kilometre 10, it was really difficult. It was lots of up and down, but then also the heat, and the fact that I haven't walked with a pack this heavy for a little while. I've got a full pack, and I've probably got a couple of things extra. I've probably got maybe a kilo or kilo and a half extra weight that I probably wouldn't normally have. It was previously quite cold in the morning, so I've got a jumper with me, but I'm thinking I might get rid of that in my drop box at Stanley Chasm, because I've also got I've got one long sleeve top with me, but I'll have another one in my next box. So I think that what I'll probably do is get rid of the jumper and just have a long sleeve top instead, which I can put on if I get cold in the mornings. And I knew I'd done this, but I've packed a little bit too much food, I think. So when I get to the next box, I'll have a bit of a proper sort out. Anyway, all these things that you have to, you're just part of the learning thing. So I underestimated the heat a little bit. I was fried today, and I was feeling very much like, oh my God, what have I done? Why have I decided to do this? And as I'm walking along as well, you can see a lot of the cliffs and the ridges and stuff that are coming. And probably at about kilometre 9 or 10, I was just feeling very daunted and a little bit like I might be insane as to why I've decided to do this. Because don't forget, so I'm carrying probably, I was trying to calculate it while I was walking, but somewhere between 4 and 5 kilos of camera gear. So as well as obviously all the tent and you know, sleeping bags and food and water and all the rest of it, I've got an extra 4 or 5 kilos of camera stuff, which is, you know, I'd normally do that. In the top end, I'd normally do that. But yeah, just the extra sort of stuff like the jumpers, and I have probably packed a bit too much food. So I need to have a look at my pack and take some things out. And I've got things like things that I wouldn't normally take, like, what was I going to say? Like washing stuff, like I've got CT Summit Wilderness Wash, which is probably 150 grams of just stuff to wash my clothes with, because I'm going to be wearing the same clothes for, well, a long time. But I'm thinking like things like that I probably can just get rid of. Like, so yeah, when I get to the next box, I'm going to have to cull the weight a bit, I think, because I'm going to struggle carrying this much weight. For anybody who doesn't know me, I'm not particularly big. I'm only, I think I'm 5'6", and I only weigh probably 55, 58 kilos, something like that. I'm quite small, so when you're carrying, I reckon the bag would probably be, I have to have a proper calculate, but I would say it's probably between, it's probably around 18 kilos, I would say. The camera gear is, let's say, 5 kilos, water 3 kilos, that's 8 kilos, tent's 2 kilos, sleeping bag's 1 kilo, mattress and the stove plus the food. I actually have no idea. I should probably have weighed it before I left. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. All I wanted to just say was that, yes, today was a difficult day to start with, but now I've sort of replenished and had to think about what I'm going to do. I'm going to start really early tomorrow. Sun comes up at, first light is about 6:20. So I'm probably going to start walking at about 6. I've got a big day tomorrow. I think I've planned about 20k from memory. And the first 7 or 9 is fairly flat and easy, I think. So if I can bash that out in a couple of hours, that'll be a good stint. So not a great first day. I was very tired, very heat exhausted. My knees are already feeling quite swollen. I haven't even done that much up and down, but I think that's probably from the weight of the bag. And also I need to do some adjustments to my straps and stuff because the weight's just not sitting right. Yes, I think that's it for now. Over and out until tomorrow.